Hello friends, and welcome back to Country Mama Plans. I wanted to share this planner that I got. It is the Kell Plan Undated Budget Planner. I love budgeting and keeping track of my money, and I am also in a, I guess, debt payoff journey, and so I love tracking that as I am paying stuff off because it's very motivating. So, but it's probably just been like, this may be my third year that I have actually like used a budget planner and budgeted like down to the penny. I watched the Budget Mom, Budget by Paycheck, and so I use her, like this year I have her Budget by Paycheck workbook, so that is what I'm using right now. And I have one for next year. I know she is not going to be selling them next year, so I have one in my, I guess, planner stash. They are undated also, but I really liked this one, and I'm going to show you a couple things that I did really like about it. Plus, I like that it's on discs and you can do some different stuff with it. So, I did get the Bill Basics Volume 4. So that is just the sticker book that has all of the, like, bill due, total, if it's paid, if it's, is that auto pay, yes. So anyway, it's got the light pink, the gray, the hot pink, and then all of these are your payday stickers. So it has those. And then you have kind of some fall colors, some blues and teals and green. There's 2 sheets of each color set. And there's a purple, kind of a mauvey pink, and a cream. Oranges and yellow. More blues and greens, kind of in a lighter tone. Pinks and purples in a lighter shade. And then you've kind of got your fall colors again. And I think it kind of goes back through. Now these are different. This is more of a, I guess, a blue purple. And then kind of some burgundies. And then some more like neutral colors. There's some greens, some muted tones. So lots, that's all that's in here is just bill dues and paydays to use. I use these on my monthly spreads, and then there's white. So I really like this book. I have it, I have last year's too. So I use those some in the budget planner that I used this year. So I got, let me lay these out. I'll lay everything out that I got. I like to keep it in the box till I use it because then it keeps it kind of neat and clean. Excuse the noise. So, I really like this one, and I like it better than last year because last year was kind of, what, yellow and green and pink?
I don't like this apple.
Okay, just, you can throw it away. You about ate it all. So it says, take control of your money before it takes control of you. And I like the pink and the black. It's very, to me, what? Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is your year, so it has a place for your name. It is undated, so you can use this anytime. I don't know if I will. I'll probably use it next year, probably. So you open it up and you have the annual financial goals. You can have a monthly, you can have, you know, what you want to achieve for the year. I usually have a debt payoff goal and a savings goal every year, and so we work through that. Yearly recurring expenses, so things that I renew once a year, you know, insurance, subscriptions, stuff like that, I will typically put there. Here we have the yearly bill tracker, so if you have stuff that is paid every single month, you can put it over here and then check off due date, date paid, amount paid, and keep up with your expenses. And this is really helpful when it's tax time. And then you've got July through December here. Here's the subscription tracker, so you can do that here if you have monthly, quarterly, and annual subscriptions. So you could use that. To me, it's recurring expense yearly would be similar to a subscription. I don't know. Maybe taxes. Taxes would be recurring. But anyway, sorry. Pay in 4 tracker. I do use pay in 4s. If I'm getting something and I want to spread it over like 2 months, then, you know, I'll do pay in 4. That way I can pay part of it one month and part of it the next month. And it doesn't go towards my debt because...
Just clean my lunch box.
Okay, just leave it in there on the counter and we'll wash it in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My 5-year-old is the one who cleans out her lunchbox. My older 2, not so much. Sorry. So here is the debt tracker pages. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. So you have your debt goals. So I would put, you know, maybe my total, what I'm wanting to pay off for the year. And then you can put down each of the debts. So you have 4 per page. And I think, yeah, there's 8 spots here. And then you have retirement savings, donations. But for the debts, you have starting balance, minimum payment, and then you can write your month, your payment, and your balance, and then your goal payoff date. So when do you want, you know, is that something you'll be able to pay off within the year, or is it going to end up rolling into the next year? And then your reflection at the end. Again, retirement and donations. And then you have kind of a notes page, and then you go into the monthly sections. So you have your monthly budget. I get paid monthly, so this works fine for me. I do like, the thing I really like about the budget by paycheck is that if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly or, you know, whatever, if you have multiple paychecks that come in, there are 5 like of these. It's not monthly, it's just like budget by paycheck, and there are like 5 of these sheets per month so that you can budget each paycheck and you're not having to do it like as a whole month. For me, since I get paid monthly, it doesn't really matter because I have to do it all in one anyway, and I don't use the other pages. But anyway, so monthly budget, you have your income, your date, source, and amount, bills and fixed expenses, variable expenses. So your bills are stuff that comes out normally. Variables would be like your grocery budget or your gas or personal, miscellaneous, clothing, you know, just stuff that changes from month to month. And then you can put your debt down here. So, and then your summary. So you can put all of your amounts and then what's left over at the end. I do a zero-based budget, so like everything, it goes down to 0. Anything I have left in like my last column, the way it's in the other one, just rolls over into my buffer in my checking account, or it rolls into savings, either one. So that way I budget to the penny. Like everything gets budgeted. Everything has a job. So then you open it up and you have your month, so you can put your month headers up here and your dates and all the things, and you can put goals over here, things you want to do. Your monthly expense tracker, so any like of your variable expenses, anything you shop or buy online or anything, you can pay here, and it showed what was it paid with. Was it paid with a sinking fund? Was it paid with a card, with your bank account? What did you use? And then here's your weekly budget. So you have up here, you can mark what month and what like group of dates it is. And so you have Monday through Sunday, and then you have 2 sections down here at the bottom with a checklist right here. So for this, you can write in like what's due that week. You can write in like your daily expenses for what you spend each day. So there's a lot of ways you can use this. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you have 5 of those, and then at the back of each month you have a 30-day savings challenge. So you can do your savings challenge. How much is each one of these worth? What are you saving for? What is your total saved? Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. And then, was there a quote here? Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a big ship. This is true. Don't go broke trying to look rich. Again, every month is the same. You have the same pages. Financial freedom is not a dream. It's a decision. So true. So true. I love the colors. Save money and money will save you. And then we go to the next one. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Yes, so true. That's why I budget every single penny. I know, you know, even I budget spending money. I'm allotted so much to buy like planner stuff or books or, you know, the stuff that I want. Budgeting is not about limiting yourself. It's about making things that excite you possible. Yes, yes, yes. Too much month at the end of the money. That's what it used to be. Like it used to be, oh, I've got all this money. You know, I'll just, I have to have enough to pay these bills, and then the rest of it's just free money. And then by the end of the month, I didn't have money for gas or, you know, unexpected expenses or like when I needed tires for my car, I didn't save money because it wasn't, you know, I didn't think about stuff like that. Just so many things I've learned over the past couple years. Me, I'm on a budget. Also me, buys a coffee I don't need. That's my Disney habit, you know. Me, I need to save money. Also me, booking my next Disney trip. Budgeting is the first step towards financial freedom. Count every dollar. Why does my budget always look better on paper? No, mine always does. Every budgeted dollar is a step towards financial freedom. I think there's already one like that. Welcome to adulting, where every dollar has a job and coffee is a line item. True story. All right, so that's all of the months. So this last section, you have savings tracker. So my savings goal, and then you can have, I have an Ally savings account. So it has in the savings, you can put your money into buckets. The spending does too, but I don't use the buckets in spending. But savings, it's all in there, like, and I know like my lump sum, but it's all split into different buckets. Like I have a vacation bucket and a Christmas bucket and a like summer cash bucket because I only get paid 10 months, so I have to save money for that. I have a retirement bucket just as like extra. I have like full like savings, like typical savings that's not supposed to be touched. I have a bucket for each of my kids. It's just stuff like that. So this has like 8 spots for savings goals. So if there's like specific things I want to save for, if we need a new couch or a piece of furniture, or if I want to save for a car down payment or, you know, different stuff like that, then I can use that. Budget plan 4, and then you've got your categories. So like I save for back to school, so that might be, you know, when I buy backpacks, what did I budget for backpacks? What did I actually pay for them? Or budget plans for vacation, for food, you know, what did I budget? What did I actually pay for? Or transportation or stuff like that. So there's 2 pages front and back, and each page has 6 categories. So I guess that's 4 things you could budget for, and each one has 6 categories. I guess that makes sense. Online order tracker. So this would be useful because I do a lot of online shopping, because honestly, it's cheaper for me to shop online and order it and have it shipped home than to take my kids out, because then they're always seeing stuff that they want and I end up spending more than what I should have. So there's 1, 2, 5 pages. So 2 front and back, and then 1 side. And then the last one is my savings goal, the plan, and the jar. So, and then there's a few, like 5 notes pages in the back. So I would probably use like stickers to sticker this. So every time, you know, if my savings goal is like $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever, you know, each sticker's worth so much, and every time I get that much, you know, sticker and fill it up. Or you can, you know, color it in if you want to. But that is all. And then the more your money works for you, the less you have to work for your money. So that is the planner. And then there's the sticker book. I also got the budget expansion pack. So this is additional sheets. Let me back up just a little bit. So this is additional sheets that you can only get if you buy the planner. You can't buy this packet separate. And so this one has 50 sheets in it, and it's just additional sheets for what is inside. Yeah. I didn't know if I got this other packet or not, but I did. So the budget expansion pack, this has debt trackers. So it has, there's 10 pages of each design. So there's 10 extra debt tracker sheets. So you get 10 of those. And then you get 10 more sheets of expense trackers. So there's that. And then you get 10 more sheets of online orders. 10 sheets of pay in 4. And then 10 more sheets of these savings trackers. So I like getting the extra sheets, so that way if I run out through the year and these are already sold out, then I know I've got extras to cover. It's going to be a pain getting that back in the packaging, but that's what those are. And then the last one I got, this one you can get separately, is the paycheck budget and cash envelope budget sheets. So I have a couple like side gigs, I guess you could say, that I don't include with like my regular like teacher paycheck. So let me see. Okay, so this has 50 sheets also, but there's only 2 designs. So let me show you the first one. About to lose that one. Okay, the first one is the paycheck budget. So this one is just like the monthly budget, but it's by paycheck. So you can use this. You get 25 of these sheets, and they are front and back. So you can use these if you get paid weekly and you want, or bi-weekly, or however. I'm planning on using these sheets for my side hustle money. So that money is primarily just goes, it doesn't go to bills or anything. It is going to debt and it is going to savings. So it'll pretty much get split between the two at some rate. But I want part of it going into savings to build my savings up some. But I also want a big chunk of it going to debt to get my debt paid off. Because I'm not earning as much on interest in my savings as I am paying interest on my debt. So I want as much side money going towards debt as possible. So I can sort it on these sheets, and I probably will save it through the month and do one of these a month. So it would be a monthly budget too, but I want it separate from my other money. So that way I can pull out like how much I need to pull out for taxes. Because side money is not taxed. Because I'm a Cincy rep, so I get paid from Cincy. I am a travel agent, and so I get commission on like the Disney trips and Universal and cruises and everything that I book. And so that money, when it comes in, I'm going to save it through the month, and then at the end of the month, I'll set up a budget just for that money to see where it needs to go and what we need to pay off or save it for, if that makes sense. The other thing I like, and it's not part of the main one, and it is a big portion of the Budget Moms budget by paycheck, is the cash envelopes. So if you are a cash envelope user, and I really try to be when I can, and I can save a lot more when I do, because then I can keep what change I get and stuff, where I don't when I'm using digital. So you have your payday, you have, your income, and then you have your envelope categories. So you could have your grocery category, your gas, your clothes, your eating out, different stuff like that. Put your, it says, the date you added money, how much you added, and then how much you spent and how much is left for the month. And so up here, you can put like how much cash do you need. So if I'm going to put like $200 in my gas envelope, and maybe I don't want it all in 20s, I can break it up into 20s and 10s and 5s and 1s. Or if I want money for coffee, if I have a coffee envelope, I might put just 5s in it, and stuff like that. And then you've got your cash goals, and then you can look at the end of the month, how much do you have, and any money left in cash envelopes rolls into savings for me. And that's how I save so much money, is you really see what you spend. So it just works so much better. And so these are front and back. So you can use those weekly, or you can use them monthly, however it works best for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I won't be using it until the first of the year, but I will try to do a couple plan with me's with like setting up the monthly budget and seeing maybe how I use it. So I hope this helped. This is still available if you are interested in it. I don't have, like, I'm not an affiliate or anything with Kell of a Plan. I just really like her planners and everything, and I just wanted to share what I like and what I'm going to be using. So thanks so much. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.